No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
This Raiders mailbag is presented by Black Sunday Shop. Guys, I'm telling you this right now. You got to go take advantage of this deal. Raiders gear up to 70% off. Yes, 70% off, but you got to go to blacksundayshop.com. I'm going to put blacksundayshop.com in the comments and in the description, but I'm telling you this right now. You need to go get the stuff you want because it is going to go off the shelf really, really quick. John Doback, what up, my man? I think that Travis Kelce scoring the Raiders losing because of broken coverage by Abram will be the best thing to happen to him. Hopefully this encouraged him to calm down a bit. I love Jonathan Abram. He is a phenomenal player. But I agree with you a little bit, the fact that I think this was actually kind of a blessing in disguise because now the Raiders also going to have a chip on their shoulder. I'm a believer that the Raiders are going to run into the Chiefs, and I'm also a believer in Jonathan Abram because it is going to make him better. I love that he is a headhunter. I love the fact that he is aggressive, but he does definitely need to be a little bit more disciplined. Let's go to Brian. Yo, who for Cancine Will and for C Ben Zaplow? Brian, I always appreciate the super chat. You didn't get me that time, though. I was paying attention. All right, let's go to this next one coming in here. It says from Chris Like the General. Super chat. Chris Like the General. Appreciate the super chat. Remember, guys, hashtag Raiders or super. This next one's coming in from Jake Powers. Jonathan Abram is a liability in coverage, and it was seen in the Chargers game. I mean, he's always been, I don't know if a liability is the right word. The other problem for Abram is he finds himself trying to do too much. And I also think that's because he's trying to make up for Erik Harris. He's trying to make up for some of these other players in the secondary. But Abram's definite strength is getting after the quarterback, stopping the run. But yes, he does need to be better in coverage. Let's go to Caleb. If we make the playoffs, how far do you think we'll go? I think it's always a matter of if you're healthy, if you're playing hot football. Because, I mean, look at the Titans last year. Nobody gave them a chance. They started playing really well. They started getting their mojo going, and then it was a lot of good things there. But if they do make the playoffs, hey, I'd definitely be excited to see it. Right now, here is the current AFC playoff picture as it stands right now. Now, obviously, this is probably going to change after some Thursday games, so keep that in mind. Like the Steelers, I anticipate them winning. We'll see what happens with the Ravens. But as I am filming this on Tuesday, this is the current AFC playoff picture. So what I want you guys to do is join me next time I go live on Tuesday. Because remember, we go live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So if you're sitting at dinner, or maybe you're just getting off work, you need something to listen to. The Raiders Report, we go live on Tuesday for about 70 minutes-ish, 75 minutes-ish. So join us every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. Go ahead, click that big red button. Joshua Hughes, what up, man? What's up, Mitch? Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate you, man. I'm excited to eat some food. I'm excited to really chow down. But Joshua, yeah, that's my dude right there. All right, well, that was a hell of a name. Licking my paint. Almost got me. Should the Raiders sign Michael Crabtree? Guys, I understand that you like Michael Crabtree, and I understand the idea that when he played for the Raiders last, he was a good receiver. And I know that there's some frustration with Henry Ruggs. Believe me, I'm frustrated too. But Michael Crabtree should not be an option here. He is washed up at this point. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think that he's very good. The fact that he has not been signed this entire offseason, the fact that he didn't make the Cardinals this past year, I know he's had a few tryouts. Nobody signed him. Believe it or not, Father Time always wins. And I'm a big believer that Father Time has already beaten Michael Crabtree. So for me, no. The Raiders should not go out and sign him. But how about this? I'm going to make this the pinned comment because I like the question. Let me know. Should the Raiders sign Michael Crabtree? I want you to give me a Y for yes, or I want you to scroll on down and type N for no. I'm curious what y'all have to say in this one. Y for yes, or N for no. Super chat coming in here from Samuel. What up, my man? How do you feel about the new defensive players? I'm excited that you brought somebody in because how long were we saying the Raiders need to do something? The Raiders need to do something. Well, guess what? They finally did something. Now, I'm curious what that means for guys like David Irving, guy like Arden Key. How is Carl Nassib going to get impacted? So Vic Beasley right now, reminder, so what he's talking about is this. This news happened on Monday. We made a video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But Takk McKinley, he is on the active roster. Vic Beasley is actually still on the practice squad as I'm filming this now. But you have to get after the quarterback. You didn't get after the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, this past week, so you make some adjustments. And I'm also going to say this. I don't really know if it's a coincidence or not, but the Raiders play the Falcons this week, and both of these players, guess what? They were drafted by the Atlanta Falcons. So I definitely think it's something to keep in mind. Now, when I started the show, I said, hey, it was presented by Black Sunday Shop, and I'll get to that promo right after this question here, Super Chat. Tomorrow is my 28th birthday. All I want is a just win, baby. How about this, Todd? I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to give you a just win, baby. And I'm going to tell you to go tell everyone that you know to go get yourself a nice little birthday present. You can save a lot of money at Black Sunday Shop. Up to 70% off. Yeah, 70% off. All you got to do is go to blacksundayshop.com. Maybe you need a new t-shirt. Well, guess what? They got a whole bunch of them. Maybe you need a new sweatshirt. They just dropped a whole bunch of new sweatshirts, and it's also a high-quality brand, Carhartt. Remember, 70% off blacksundayshop.com. Now, this is actually going to go out on the channel on Friday, so guess what? When you're watching this on a later date, that is going to be available. You can get that Bo Jackson shirt with that box available, blacksundayshop.com, but I'm telling you what right now, limited availability, so go take advantage of it. And while you're there, you might as well get a whole bunch of gear. You might as well spend over $100. You know why? Because you're going to get a free Raider Nation box. You're going to get a free bandana, which you can wear as a face mask, and a lapel pin. All orders over $100 at blacksundayshop.com, you're going to be able to get for free. Plus, I don't know about you, they got some of the badasses, this is going to be a weird word, the coolest hats I have ever seen. They got these awesome Raiders logos. They got them in camo, black, awesome logos. blacksundayshop.com. Raiders gear up to 70% off. Appreciate them for sponsoring the show. Go show them some love because they got some awesome gear and they're hooking up the nation. Tanner Edge, what up, my dude? Do you think Irving or Takk will sack Mahomes and truck Travis Kelce? The only way that's possible is if you meet him in the playoffs. Now, I'll say from here on out, I'm curious who has a bigger impact, David Irving or Takk McKinley, because I'm a big believer that Takk McKinley was brought in for a certain reason to really be able to get after the quarterback. When healthy, when motivated, Tack's great. You can say the same about Vic, but I don't know if either of them are really motivated right now. All right, y'all, let's go to this next one from Spiritor. What up, my man? Did Takk pass his physical this time? So that is actually still up in the air as I am filming this on Tuesday, but I'm a believer that he is going to end up passing it for the simple fact of the Raiders have put in so many claims for him. Now the Bengals, he failed it for the 49ers. Hopefully third time's the charm, but as I am filming this right now, there is still no word, but everyone that I talked to personally said that yes, he is going to pass it. Another super chat. That's what's up, Mark. Fire Paul Guenther and bench Erik Harris for Jeff Heath. Now, Jeff Heath has played a lot more snaps the last 2 weeks than he has before. Erik Harris is still out snapping him, but I'm not going to say fire Paul Guenther. And I know I'm always the fire Paul Guenther guy, but I mean, the last play of the game, that's on Jonathan Abram. And I think far too often, Raider fans especially blame the coach. And believe me, I blame the coach too. I don't think Paul Guenther's a good coach. But you hung really, really tough with the Chiefs. And I think the players, they let you down. Plus, you didn't have 4 of your starters. So, no, I'm not going to go fire Paul Guenther. Not going to go there. Got another super chat from Richard Graham, Raiders Predator. Okay. DC finally has a supporting cast of talent around him, and it's showing. Dude, I'm totally with you. He is having an absolute career year. 30 touchdowns, 5 interceptions is what his pace is right now. Yeah, if you doubted Derek, shame on you. So, shame on me. Let's go to Raider Ernie 782. Okay. Jalen Richard is out, and Theo Riddick has COVID. So, Theo Riddick actually doesn't have COVID. He missed last week because of that. Should the Raiders bring back Marshawn Lynch? All right, so this is the same thing with the Michael Crabtree thing that I addressed earlier. Marshawn Lynch, the last time he played in 2019, was with the Seattle Seahawks. He averaged 2.8 yards per carry. And, I mean, if you watched him, he looked like he was running in molasses. Now, I love beast mode. I remember back in 2018, he was actually running pretty solid for the Raiders, and I would love to see him in silver and black. However, it doesn't make sense for the Raiders to go out and do it. So, I'm going to personally type my D for don't. But how about y'all? Should the Raiders sign beast mode? Type S for sign, type D for don't. He obviously wouldn't take snaps away from Booker. He definitely ain't taking snaps away from Josh Jacobs. I get that he was He's from Oakland. Y'all love him, but he actually doesn't really help the football team whatsoever. Dave Prado, you're next up here on the Raiders Report. I think we're getting Ruggs ready for the playoffs. I actually disagree. I am very, very worried by the fact that they're not using him, but I'm also worried because if you go back and look at some past comments by John Gruden, you can see that they don't actually have a lot of confidence in Henry Ruggs, and it's very obvious because if you want to put the ball in his hands, you could do it. Plus, Derek Carr, as great as Derek Carr has been this year, you would think that he would know how the offense works. You would think he knows where to go with the correct reads. I trust Derek. He's not looking towards Henry Ruggs. Ruggs is like his fourth, fifth read. I'm actually very, very worried in Henry Ruggs, just flat out. Let's go to Alonzo. You're next up here, my dude. How did you feel about Amik Robertson stepping in for a few plays? Personally, I don't really think Amik has played very well this entire season. I was hoping he was going to be able to step in for LaMarcus Joyner. Obviously, Joyner missed this past week due to COVID. But, I mean, you can hate on me if you want. The Raiders' draft picks this year have been pretty freaking bad. I mean, Ruggs hasn't played well. Damon Arnett, I thought, played really bad this past week. You already traded away Lynn Bowden Jr. Brian Edwards has looked good, but he's also been battling some injury issues. Tanner Muse, well, he didn't look good in camp, hasn't played at all this year. John Simpson, when he's played this year, hasn't looked good, and Amik Robertson hasn't looked good. I understand that Mike Mayock is supposed to be this draft wizard, and he's had some good picks in the past. But, I mean, you guys can be real with me, too. The Raiders draft this year has not been very good. Let's go to DeMonkey_69. Should we release Zay Jones or trade him for a pick, seeing as he's fallen down the depth chart? Unfortunately, nobody's going to trade for Zay Jones. So the fact that his contract basically ends this next year, you're going to move on from him. I mean, there's no reason to bring back Zay Jones. Personally, I thought that they were going to try to cut him earlier on in the season because he has fell down the depth chart, but nobody's going to trade for Zay Jones. Sorry, that's just the truth. Now, how about this? If I missed your question, we're going to do still maybe like 2 more minutes of questions. If you're watching this live, Dylan's shaking his head no. So what do I know? How about this? If I missed your question, you can always hit me up on Instagram. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. I seriously do check my DMs every day. Now, I do get quite a bit of messages, so please be patient. I do about 100 messages every single night before I go to bed. But if I missed your question, if you want to talk Raiders, if you just want to know what's going on in my life, follow me on Instagram. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365.